Hello, I'm here with another random video to share something that I've thought of and that I actually share a lot with clients or people that I know, and that seems to get good feedback. And I think I might share these things regularly here, as sporadic as they may seem, because maybe some of you watching will also find value in arguably some very random things and thoughts and practices. Okay, so think about how kids move, how they walk, how they run, basically just how they take activity. I'm not so much talking about like infants learning to walk that are kind of floppy all over the place, although that could apply, but mostly the energy that kids have. Like, you see a kid running, just running. Like, kids will just run and they'll chase each other and they'll play tag and catch and all the things. But just picture how you see children moving, how you see them running, how you see them just like sprint out of nowhere, how they might just try a cartwheel, just any of that stuff. Think about it. And then just think about how they might simply walk and go from point A to point B on foot. It might be a hippity hop, it might be a skip. Okay, think about how you walk. I don't know how old you are. You might be 18, you might be 85. Doesn't matter. But think about how it feels when you walk. Even if you're, of like a mobile adult age, assuming that you don't have something mechanically wrong with you or different about you, I should say, that causes you to have a unique gait that's beyond your control. But how do you feel when you're walking? Next time, if you're walking when you're listening to this or watching this, how are you feeling? Do you feel like your shoulders are slumped over? Do you feel like your feet are kind of dragging, which a shuffle is something that a lot of older people come to struggle with, especially in the extended older age. I've helped a lot of clients who simply have forgotten how to lift their feet in order to walk. But here's where I'm going with this, because it works and it's really kind of fun to do in your head. And I do this when I go on walks, and I do this if I'm just like walking around, just anywhere, supermarket, doesn't matter. Not even just a deliberate, like, getting the steps outside situation, just living. Pretend, and this is what this all comes down to. This might be long-winded, but when you move and when you walk, pretend that you are a little kid. Pretend that what you're bringing to that movement is the same energy and the same kind of enthusiasm and excitement and almost naive carelessness that a kid brings when it moves or sprints or walks. Randomly run. When's the last time you just randomly sprinted or randomly did or attempted a cartwheel? Just randomly do stuff like that, and you'll notice that it goes hand in hand with acting as if. So if you act in that childlike way, physically and, literally, if you bring that energy into the most mundane movements, or I should say movements that grew to be mundane, because look at these kids, little kids running around. That's why we never say like, look at that little kid walking around. It's always, look at these kids running around, because they are. What if you simply just made the conscious effort to be like that, to bring that energy into the mundane, because the mundane is boring and it can get to be boring. And oftentimes what happens is even if it comes to the routine we have day to day, the movements we make day to day, they become mundane. And typically when people say they're bored, or when people find themselves growing to be more and more unhappy, that's because they're overwhelmed with the mundane day-to-day things. So if you can't change what you're actually doing, then change the energy and the mindset. Probably you've heard this before, but it goes hand in hand. Change that part that you bring into it. So you can do that. There's mindset and all of that if you eat up and absorb a lot of this kind of self-help type, self-improvement type stuff. You know about mindset and how important it is. So here's just kind of another ingredient to add to that recipe. And it's just so simple as act like a little kid. Bring that youthfulness back into your life in terms of how you move and how you walk. Think about it. Next time you're on a stroll, next time you're pushing your supermarket cart, or like in Costco with those giant carts that kind of make you feel like a toddler anyway, do that thing where you just, I do this, where you just, are pushing it and the aisle is clear, nobody, can possibly get harmed, and you just like push and you ride on it. You just hop your feet on the bottom part and ride on it. Or when you're walking, just put it in your mind, how do little kids walk, and kind of add that hippity hop, happy little step. It makes you bring your shoulders back, it makes you put your head up, and it just lifts your mood almost immediately as you're doing it. Does it feel a little silly? I think that's relative, maybe. I think it feels great. But chances are that's also going to be contagious. So other people pick up on that energy, and it's happy and it's joyful. And I think we can all just not only use a little bit more of that joy in our lives, but exude it because it's contagious. If I'm a broken record in this, okay, I don't know. But I just felt like sharing that today because that's something that I do naturally. It was just a thought that popped in my head that seems so effective and so quickly effective to brighten your day a little bit. And whenever I've seemed to bring it up to clients or whoever, and maybe even someone walking with me and they try it, it's just a good time. Like kids are so pure, and we were when we were young, and how they move and how you're still excited to move and how you kind of don't give a crap and you just, do what kids do. So yeah, today's video is just about bringing the way kids move into how you move. And you'll notice it's eye-opening because for a lot of people, you'll notice how you've naturally fallen into moving in the mundane day-to-day. You'll notice that doesn't feel great. But all you have to do is kind of reset your baseline, and I was about to say reverse age in that mindset to just put yourself back in a place of light and joy and skipping around and walking like your parents are going to yell at you to slow down. Okay, I can keep going on forever and ever, but I think I made my point. So I hope this was useful or helpful. I don't know. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video, which if you're here for the cat stuff, I am gonna post a video soon about how to make raw cat food 10 years later, which, spoiler, is pretty much almost exactly the same. Switching up the proteins a little bit, but yeah. All right, have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.